What's going on, everyone? I'm back at answering some questions about mostly digital marketing, e-commerce, business, entrepreneurship, and everything that is around that. So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. All the info is going to be in all the contact information will be in the info of my Twitch profile. Um, yeah, let's get this started. Usually, I like to just answer questions on Quora because those are very business related and very focused on my specialty and my expertise. So, um, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to add on there, and I'll try to get to it. Let's make sure everything is working well. From a streaming perspective, I'm still new to this, so any suggestions or anything about the stream setup or anything like that, you let me know, and I'll take care of it. All right. All right, marketing. How should I promote my auction website that have no users and products at the moment? I mean, I used to run an auction website. Not sure exactly what kind of auction website this guy has, but everybody starts out with no users and products. I mean, that's the name of the game. That's business in general. So, um, honestly, the best way to really promote your website right now is social media. Right? It's free. It's out there. You have friends and family that can help share the website, and I mean that's one of the easiest ways to get users and get people to actually put products on there. Honestly, I mean that's how we really started with our own auction websites when it was just a very small operation, a very small website that had minimal traffic. Some were friends and family, and then you catch steam on there. You have people sharing it. You have people leaving testimonials. Now you can build landing pages around that testimonial. Now you can promote that landing page and kind of build that story. Because marketing is a lot about building a story, right? You want to build a story around your website, your products, your users, you yourself, the owner, and being able to kind of promote that and being able to kind of to show people that or tell that story is a good way to get things started. But first and foremost, I mean, don't be afraid to share with friends and family. It's they're gonna be honest with you, hopefully, and be able to tell you what's right or what's wrong. And at the end of the day, it's free, right? You get to kind of utilize them, and no better way to utilize them is through social media or other channels that allow you to put content down for free. So, other than that, once you get going, I mean, you definitely want that marketing strategy, of course, and that marketing funnel involves a lot of landing pages and all that stuff. So, um, if it's like eBay, I mean, there's a lot of competition right now, but there's always a niche. I mean, you got to find your niche and hopefully exploit that and maximize that as much as possible. If not, I mean, if you're going the shotgun approach and hopefully have something stick, you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start with friends and family and expand there out. If you're willing to pay money, definitely pay money to get the right types of people to your website, and hopefully they can get that momentum going for you. So. It's probably a quick answer on how to do it without knowing too much on that. Uh, some of these I don't know the answers to, so I will answer them. Um, Web development. I don't like talking about web development that much. Um, what is your current situation and desired situation as a business owner? This is a good question because me and my business partner kind of just talked over this about, hey, what drives you? What is your passion, and where do you want to see any projects or any businesses that you take over or that you start? Where do you see that in 3, 6 months or even a year or 2 years, right? The current situation is always needing to be evaluated and it's very important to evaluate the current situation at a very um, unemotional state of mind. And that is very hard to do when you're really hands deep and you're really your hands are dirty and you're doing all the day to day stuff. You're stressing about different types of things, about your personal life, about the business, and all that is very cloudy. It can cloud your judgment on a lot of the decisions that you make, and not just decisions that you make, but the current situation that you have at hand. Um, it could be good, it could be bad. The current situation is gonna usually not as bad as it seems, but usually not as good as you're hoping it to be. So, um, and I guess the second part of that question is the desired situation of what you have right now is that clear mind of being able to see what's going to happen in 3 months or 6 months, and being able to strive for that or plan for that with a clear state of mind, and being able to kind of block everything off and say, okay, in an ideal world or in a desired situation, I want to be doing this in 3 months, or I want to be doing this in 6 months, and being able to kind of bridge that gap. Or you can take it the other way around and say, okay, in 6 months, I want to be this, and then you kind of stair step it back down and say, okay, these are the types of scenarios that need to happen to achieve that desired situation. So either way is fine. I like looking at it from the top down approach. It allows you to kind of not worry about the what's going on in the current situation, and really just say, okay, in 6 months I want to do this. How am I going to achieve it? Instead of, all right, I want to do all these three things to happen to have that desired situation. It sounds a little weird, but if you really sit down and think about that, and not letting the current situation really cloud your judgment or decision on what's going to happen in 6 months or a year, it really helps. And that's what we did, and that's what I feel like is gonna help the success of any situation. Making sure that you don't um, have that distraction, those distractions, even from a personal or business side of it, and evaluate the situation with a clear mindset. So, um, yeah, like I said, it's harder to do, but it's definitely doable. So, I don't know about rate to peer. How do you handle social media? Do you just outsource just yet? All right, so this one is it, how do I say this? We've tested both ways, right? We've tested the outsourcing and we tested the internal. And we work with clients that we've done social media for versus them doing it themselves. So I kind of have um, couple different experiences with the different kinds of situations, I guess, that you're in. And to just answer the question of how do I handle social media for a business, do you want to outsource just yet? I truly, truly believe that any business, if you want to scale or if you want to grow even, you got to handle the social media internally. Unless, yeah, I guess that's the quick answer. You have to do it internally. The reason you have to do it internally is you have the information, you have the content, you have pretty much everything you need to handle social media. The I know the one main thing is time, right? But with to eliminate the time that it takes to for social media is to have that that schedule. Like you schedule it out, you can like there's so many tools out there to just be able to schedule out, spend 2 3 hours one day and just schedule out the rest of the month posts, right? And you can find these even on Facebook, and all these other ones that you can post date your posts. And these social media things, I mean, these social media posts doesn't have to be crazy creative. It just needs to inform. It needs to let people know that you're still around, type deal. And hopefully, if you have promotions and stuff like that, um, you already have those planned out, so you can easily build a kind of a social media calendar around that or schedule around that. And I've seen too many instances of outsourcing it. It just becomes very dull. The social media becomes very repetitive, dull. There's no energy put behind it. There's no understanding of the business as well as a business owner does, or even somebody that's working within the business and seeing the day-to-day stuff or the culture that is being built around that business. It feels like it feels so disconnected to us, to me especially when I've seen it from different types of perspectives. So um, handling a business, the social media business is for me strictly about making sure you schedule it and you're able to kind of plan it out and just spend some time on it. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy amount of time. I know there's maintenance of answering questions, answering messages. I mean, there's tools out there. The social Facebook already has things that you can auto respond to people that send you a message and say you'll get back to them within a certain amount of time, or leave your email address. Any of this, just it just takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of time to make sure you set it all up, and it'll make your life so much easier. I believe it'll make everybody in your business, or the culture that you're trying to build around the business, so much more relevant to your customers, and hopefully they react to that properly and be able to trust you and understand that, hey, you're still around your business, and you have that right culture. And just that's just something that you can't duplicate with any outsourced person, in the states or even internationally. So um, I feel like it's such an important part of a business, and I use that word culture a lot. It helps build the culture, and it helps people understand that you're there. I mean, that represents you. Like, the social media is very important because it represents you. So that's what I'm thinking about social media. Scrolling down here, I'm talking quite a bit, but hopefully you guys get to follow along, and hopefully you guys get some sort of value out of the information I'm providing. So, um, what social media do entrepreneurs use most often? This is kind of like it depends on who you are, right? Majority are on LinkedIn. Right? That's the easiest way to kind of get business connections. Easiest way to yeah, grow your network, I guess, in the relevant spaces that you want to be in. Facebook is kind of a way to kind of find targeted people that you want to. I'm not saying that LinkedIn you can't, but there's still a demographic over at Facebook that doesn't use LinkedIn, that need help, and that you can ask questions to, join communities, and see what people are asking, see what people are wanting, or the trends, and all that good stuff is over on Facebook, just because it's such a big community, or a big network over there too. You can pay your way into some of these targeted groups that you want to talk to or you want to target. Um, you of course you got Twitter, which is very niche. A very niche social media platform now. I personally use it for mostly sports and business related quick snippets of news that that I follow, like Business Insider, TechCrunch, Mashable, all that technology stuff that I believe most entrepreneurs should follow, and just being able to see where everything's going, different industries that you're interested in. Um, and there's also entrepreneurs. I mean, there's entrepreneurs that need to use Pinterest that has that demographic in mind, or comfortable with that demographic, or communicating with that demographic. Um, I guess to answer which social media do entrepreneurs use most often, I would probably say LinkedIn, but every single one has its pros and cons. LinkedIn probably is the most ideal one, just because of the networking connection that you want when you're a business owner or you're trying to start a business. So um, that's my answer to that. Why did you give up doing stuff? I mean, why did you give up doing startups? I didn't give up doing startups, I guess. I don't know what that means. What should a marketing manager never do? the marketing manager, in my opinion, should never be in quote unquote the weeds. Um, so when I'm looking at a marketing strategy or a marketing funnel, there's different layers, right? There's always that strategy, the planning, um, the setting up, the campaign management, the campaign optimization part of it, and the campaign analytics, and everyone has its own layer, and there's a point in every layer that I consider the weeds. And when I say the weeds, it's nothing bad or anything like that. It's part of the area that um, the marketing manager or any manager should not be in, because that is going into the territory of the micromanaging, right? That nobody likes. Um, so what should a marketing manager never do is they should understand where the weeds are and understand that there is layers on everything that is part of any marketing campaign or marketing strategy, and don't cross that line. It sounds simple, but you got to sit down and be able to identify those layers and say, okay, once somebody sets up something properly, and when they're actually doing the campaign, when they're actually executing the campaign that has been discussed with the strategy and planning, all right, this is where I don't get involved, and this is where I don't try to steer the person that I hired, or steer the expert, supposed expert in that, setting up and executing the actual strategy. That is where we don't mess with, and it's that's a very vague example, but every every marketing manager should be able to draw the line of, okay, this is where the weed starts, and I should not, him or her should not ever go below that, and trust and put a little trust on the person that's executing that. They will accomplish that, and that's if you do a good job of strategizing, and if you do a good job of planning out the campaigns, that shouldn't be a problem. So that's my answer to it. It's really a broad answer, but it is an answer nonetheless. Do companies hire 30-year-old digital marketers? Uh, right, yes. You have, like, I don't know how that, I guess you're a 30-year-old digital marketer, and you think that age is too young or too old? I'm not very sure. So, any age is fine. I mean, what? Yeah, I don't want to really answer that. Any age is fine as a digital, as long as you're experienced and passionate about it. Age doesn't matter. I mean, you could be Gary Vee at whatever age he is, and he's a phenomenal digital marketer. He knows he keeps up to date on everything, and that's that passion. You want to learn more. You want to keep up to date on a lot of these things, and that's where the age doesn't even matter. It's just the passion and the love of digital marketing. What role do social media influencers? What role do social medias? All right, so the role should be determined a couple steps ahead of this anyway, right? This is the question that this person's asking is, I mean, it's your product, right? It depends on your product, your budget, and all that. And when I say it's a couple steps ahead of that, that's all determined on the marketing strategy and what channels you're picking. Like, is influence going to play a big role, or do you see a lot of other companies similar to you have success with social media influencers? Then the answer is yeah, it probably should play a big role in it. But I mean, all the research, all the industry competitor research that you're doing on this should already answer that question: is how big of a role, or what role, or even if there is a role um, for your for a social media influencer into your marketing campaigns. That is kind of a hard question to answer. And unfortunately, I mean, you're looking at Quora, and you're looking at a lot of these questions that people that I don't get too much information from. I mean, I can't go back and forth and say, okay, what do you mean by, or what types of products are you selling, or what type of service do you provide? And it's just me trying to answer the questions the best of my ability. So yeah. Yeah, I was actually just on Instagram talking about the Amazon, and it's down. I don't know if you guys know, but it's Amazon Prime Day. When it started at 2, I guess 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, the app wasn't working. None of it was working. The website was going crazy, not crazy, but it was just funky because it was going all the way back to the homepage. You can still search for some products, but I can pretty much guarantee that Amazon's reputation is not going to be hurt. It's going to be fine. They're going to figure it out. Some other outside force was causing all this ruckus because they know it's going to be a high traffic day, and you can't, yeah, you just can't can't predict any of this. And reputation wise, I mean, they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna be fine. I mean, they're gonna be fine. I'm not gonna not shop there because of this 2 hours or 3 hours of them getting outside attacked by other people. Um, but whatever. It's nothing to really do about what I wanted to talk about. Whew. Some of these categories I'm following, I probably should unfollow, huh? Some of these questions aren't really specific, or in my expertise. I do speak Chinese, Mandarin, so there's any Chinese viewers that want to speak with me, I can't read it, I can't write it, but I speak with my mom and dad and my brother, my sister, all in Chinese, so I'm quote unquote conversational Chinese, so I can definitely talk and speak that. So if you guys have any questions, or if you feel more comfortable talking to me in Chinese, you just most likely probably be a phone call or video call would be an easier way to do this instead of me trying to read you, or read any comments or emails that you sent to me in Chinese because I cannot read it. All right. What should I learn to get in the digital marketing field? What should I learn to get in the digital marketing field? I, hmm, that is actually a great question. Um, you got I think I believe you gotta understand traditional marketing, right? I think traditional marketing way is a good way to say to get you kind of interested in the digital marketing field and to learn more and see why is a see the pros and cons of digital marketing versus traditional marketing. And when I say traditional marketing, I'm saying TV, radio, newspaper, and print ads, right? Understanding those and understanding the pros and cons of those compared to digital marketing, because you are if you want to learn about digital marketing, you should have a little bit of background on it, right? Because you're interested, you're intrigued, um, and the reason why I guess going back to the reason why I like digital marketing, or I got into digital marketing and the importance of digital marketing, and for an entrepreneur or anybody that wants to start a business, uh, is the how traditional marketing was struggling, and this is evident to anybody that was in the marketing field, right? It's whatever the internet and everything is all digital, and that's the transition that everybody's making. Not saying that traditional marketing doesn't play a part in a lot of businesses or even some businesses out there. It should still be part of the marketing campaign or marketing strategy. I mean, um, but I think you should learn about traditional marketing. Um, and actually, I'm going to answer this offline, answer it later. Um, but that's what I would do. Answer it. Not answer. Traditional marketing is, I feel like a good way to um, see if you are interested in learning more about marketing, and digital marketing, and specifically. So that's where I would start. Is how much is Wix paying? I I don't believe they disclose that. Um, but would you ever bet on social media marketing to promote your business? Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's I keep going back to like, hey, is it part of your social media campaign, like social media strategy? Um, I never like putting everything into one basket and saying, okay, let's just use social media and that's it. We're good to go, and this should be the solution. Uh, it's depends on the business and service or product that you provide. Social media is a very powerful tool. Is all I can say. And yes, I believe it should be part of promoting your business in any way, in any aspect or any whatever. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. What's guerrilla marketing? Guerrilla marketing is just when you go out and do something crazy and really don't spend a lot of money on, like per se, like pay per performance type thing. You're just out there, hopefully doing something legal, not nothing illegal, because I've seen a lot of illegal guerrilla marketing tactics. And I mean, guerrilla marketing is just a way to kind of promote your business in a very creative way without, like I said, paying per performance. You might pay people to do it, but it's not a pay per click or pay per impression or anything like that. That's why I view guerrilla marketing as. So if you have a very creative team, you've been very creative. The people that do this for you, it's so hard to execute. I believe. I mean, it's like it's like you're trying to get a viral video, trying to make your video viral. Like that is like that's a very hit or miss type of marketing or type of statement that you want to make is, oh, I want to rely on guerrilla marketing to get my business off the ground. I mean, it's kind of like I said before, hit or miss on a lot of these marketing tactics. Um, these questions, oh my gosh. How does not having social media? Not that. I mean, this is in a social media category. So somebody asked, does not having a social media give one a low status? Um, uh, I guess what the meaning of low status, I really, it's um, hard to have a concrete thing that says you're low status. Yeah, but social media, you should probably have a social media, I guess, is the answer. I mean, even if you update it once a week, or even if you um, aren't the most creative person, or just being able to show people that you're still around as a business. I feel like that's one of the main reasons for social media, or the main benefits of being having social media. It used to be, or it's still, I mean, it's still relevant, but email would be a good way. A newsletter would be a good way to say, hey guys, check me out. I'm still here. I'm still a business, and you're a customer of mine, and I'm just giving you a little refresher or reminder that I'm still around. Social media kind of gives you that. Not having it doesn't mean like you're not a company or anything like that. A lot of businesses don't rely on social media, but I feel like it's a necessity now, and it kind of replaces that newsletter or that newsletter feel or the print mail or whatever that traditional way of communicating with your customers. Social media just gives you that way, and it's so much easier. It's free, um, except for your time or if you're paying somebody to do it. So, um, I talked a little bit about social media earlier on the stream. So if you want to um, refresher on that one, yeah, social media is important, but it doesn't. I mean, not having it doesn't like eliminate you or put you in a category or put you in a low status tag. It just means that you probably should be having one, and it's a relatively free way of promoting yourself or your business. All right. Who's the cheapest billionaire in history? That's a funny question. Yeah, I definitely need to not be subscribed to some of these. These are good questions, but I'm not capable of answering that. I think I'll answer one more question from here, and then in the stream, and answer any questions that you may have after the stream. You can always message me, or um, there's many different ways to contact me. Man. How can I get initial sales and reviews on Etsy? Um, Friends and family. I mean, that is the number one easiest way to do it. If you haven't done it already, do it. Don't be afraid to let people know that you. I mean, I like. I guess I don't understand. I don't feel like there is a negative part to telling friends and family that you want some. You are selling on Etsy, and can you buy it, and can you leave a review? You don't want to be in the point of giving it away for a review or doing all that kind of quote unquote shady stuff that I feel like is out there. But friends and family, I mean, there's nothing wrong with friends and family buying your thing and reviewing it, and hopefully it's an honest opinion of the product, and hopefully you take it as an honest opinion and tell them to leave it honestly. If you, I hate to say it, and it might be just you have a crappy product and nobody, even if your friends and family don't like it, although they're the most lenient, if they don't really like it and they're honest with you and there's things that you need to tweak with your product or something like that, um, they're the best way to do it. I mean, they're free. They're gonna give you hopefully the honest opinion, like I said. But yeah, that's sales and reviews. They're gonna help you out. Hopefully, you're not mean to any of these people. Or you're still connected with them. But um, yeah, friends and family, as simple as that. Like, don't ignore that. Don't think it's so simple that you should ignore it. That's how you do it. I mean, Etsy, you can there's a promote your product on there, but that's paying for it. But um, I honestly think that is the best way to do it is get sales and reviews is to use your friends and family, and hopefully they have friends and family that can help you out too, and kind of get that momentum going. And sales and well, sales will get you ranked up on Etsy, like on any sales platform. As long as you start selling, there you'll get ranked up, and hopefully organically you'll get more of those. But it's all about that initial momentum and get your friends and family and friends and family of friends and family and get it rocking and rolling. So that's my opinion on how can I get initial sales and reviews on Etsy. 2 words, friend. Oh, 3 words, friends and family. Uh, so that is a short little Q&A session on here. This is kind of how I feel like the streams are going to be going. We're just going to take answer a few questions, and um, hopefully, like I said, you get value out of any of the answers any of the questions that I answered. I'll put this on my YouTube channel, so you can comment there. You can comment here. Like I said, you can contact me multiple different ways. I'll try to stream. I don't really have a stream schedule, but as long as uh, as long as Core's around, or as long as I get questions from anybody else, I'll be here to answer them. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Um, and I'll see you guys next time.